Hey, welcome back in, all you DPC rebels and resistant fighters. Dr. Shane back with another Friday 5 minute magic tip. We're on a little bit of a roll here. Starting last week, talking about the basics of employer health plans. We did part one last week, and it was all about self funded plans versus fully funded plans. So go back and trace your steps if you missed that one. Just a little basic information about what the difference between those are. And as we talked about self-funded plan, we get into part two today about something that's very important about a self-funded plan is a third-party administrator. You may have heard that term, third-party administrator or TPA. There's several different kinds of insurance plans out there that may use a third-party administrator. But I want to go over what that might look like and just some basic information about third-party administrators. So continuing our basic understanding for all you DPC docs out there, when you meet with employers, little information so you can know what they're dealing with, so you kind of have a general knowledge of the things as you meet with employers, as you chat with them. So let me get this pulled up real quick and show you guys a little outline of some things that go over today about third-party administrators. So basically, they're companies that process and pay claims for employers using self-funded insurance plans. So if you're an employer, you have a self-funded insurance plan. You need a way to somebody to cover those claims, process claims, deal with the claims, uh, to pay the claims, that kind of stuff. There's a lot of other things a TPA could do, but for most self-funded plans, that's going to be the majority of the work they would do is dealing with the claims, because most employers don't want to handle dealing with all these medical claims coming in. The HR doesn't want to deal with that, so they have a company that they pay to do that. So they work for and they're paid by the employer to handle all these claims for different medical procedures and plans and that kind of stuff. So interesting to know that their BUCA plans, the Blue Cross, United, Cigna, Aetna, a lot of those companies have third-party administrators. They'd be happy to sell you a plan with their third-party administrator if you had a self-funded plan. So they a lot of the BUCAs do uh, third-party administrator plans as well. So just be aware of that. But you may want to consider, as an employer, a smarter route would be to consider an independent, transparent type TPA, someone who's sort of outside the system, understands how the employer is thinking, to be able to get the claims, get the information employers need to run a tighter ship and to help their employees and save cost. So how might they, when you say transparent, how might a TPA be paid? So there's several different ways they could be paid. Um, per employee per month. There's a service fee, a flat fee, maybe per claim. There's a lot of different ways they could do that, but employers and need to know how they're going to get charged for that, and make sure all the fees, everything, commissions, anything that they may get, how they're getting paid. So they need to know that up front. So a good TPA would make that clear, how and where they may generate revenue right up front. So just some things to think about with a TPA. It's not real easy, in my experience, to find really good ones. Sort of they come and go. So it's really good to have a good benefits advisor that knows your area, that knows the good TPAs that are out there, that are transparent, that do good work, that let you know what they cost, and that can really work with your employees to get claims paid, and to save you money, save employees money, and less hassle for the DPC doc as well. So not very easy, just to go and do a Google search and find a good TPA. It's not very easy to find one that was really good at working with self-funded employers. So some things to think about. Next week, we're going to tackle stop loss insurance, which is another critical part of a self-funded plan. As you may be thinking, oh gosh, well, if you're self-funded, what happens if someone gets cancer? What if big stuff happens? Cancer, ICU stays, things that can cost a lot of money. What happens to the employer when those kind of things happen? So we'll talk next week a little bit about stop loss insurance. Um, And a lot of self-funded plans use stop-loss insurance. Even a lot of the big insurance plans continue to use stop-loss insurance. So let's tackle that next week. You guys can reach out to me if you need to at drshane@dpcmagic.com. drshane@dpcmagic.com. Love to hear your questions. As we keep this little party going, we'll have another session next week, part 3, when we talk about stop-loss insurance. And hope to see you out there. If you want more information, also you can check out my book, DPC Magic, Guide for Direct Primary Care and Employers. You'll find it on Amazon, Magic, Pixie, Dust, and Miracles. A lot of information in there about employers and working with employers. And it's a really short read, so try to make it fun and interesting for you guys if you want to take it from there. Otherwise, have a great weekend. Enjoy your weekend. Get some time off for yourself. And I'll see you back here next week for another